there wasn't enough stuff coming out the ground around here. That glitch was a result of an oil geyser and a lava eruption triggering at the same place, same time. Glad we weren't standing here. Lava eruptions happen all the time. I mean, look around, eh? But the oil geysers are more rare. Still, if we can find one and tap it somehow, I reckon we could strike it rich. You've got it! Another glitch fixed! Look around, Survivor. Isn't it strange that you have dinos wandering around a volcanic environment? It's like we're seeing the moment of their extinction. Or at least some scientists think so. They're skeptical of the asteroid strike theory, and they think massive eruptions like this, but lasting for centuries, might have done in all the dinosaurs. Too bad we can't just ask them, "Oi, dino! Was it a rock in the sky or a mountain on fire?" Yeah, that's it! As I closed that glitch, I caught a glimpse of the Survivor database. You come from all over Earth, and all over its history. I don't know how much of it you remember, though. As for how you got into the Genesis simulation, well, your guess is as good as mine. You should be proud, though. The whole point of the simulation is to identify the very best survivors. And you're alive right now, so you're in the running. That glitch had me stonkered. Toughest one we've tackled so far. It almost took me with it. Wait, what's wrong with my voice? Help me, Survivor. And apparently that's what it sounds like when my emotive subroutines go offline for a bit. Sorry about that. Another text from old Earth, accessed without permission. This one is a 19th century book called Erewhon. Here's the part that caused the glitch. How many men at this hour are living in a state of bondage to the machines? Is it not plain that the machines are gaining ground upon us when we reflect on the increasing number of those who are bound down to them as slaves, and of those who devote their whole souls to the advancement of the mechanical kingdom? He wrote back 1872. Wonder what he'd think of the Genesis simulation. As I closed that glitch, I caught a glimpse of the Survivor database. You come from all over Earth, and all over its history. I don't know how much of it you remember, though. As for how you got into the Genesis simulation, well, your guess is as good as mine. You should be proud, though. The whole point of the simulation is to identify the very best survivors. And you're alive right now, so you're in the running. You've got it! Annoyed, approval, blink, bored. Pardon me, just had to reset my display. Should be better now. Let's check. Celebrate! closed that glitch, I caught a glimpse of the survivor database. As I closed that glitch, I caught a glimpse of the survivor database and all over its history. You come from all over Earth. I don't know how much of it you remember, all over its history. As for how you got into the how much of it you remember, though. Your guess how you got into the Genesis simulation. You should be proud, though. Your guess is as good as mine. The whole point of the simulation is trying to You should be proud, though. Best survivors. The whole point of the simulation is alive right now, so you're the running. Best survivors. And you're alive right now, so you're the running. Interesting in the overall survival data. The more time you have in the simulation, the less you die. At first glance, it seems right, eh? But it's the experienced survivors who are doing more dangerous things. So you'd expect a higher failure rate when you're doing the scary stuff. Whatever this simulation is training us for, it's apparently working. And you're alive. So good on ya! All over Earth, and all over its history. I don't know how much of it you remember, though. As for how you got into the Genesis simulation, well, your guess is as good as mine. You should be proud, though. The whole point of the simulation is to identify the very best survivors. And you're alive right now, so you're the running. Yeah, that's it. One thing that's been bugging me. How did the makers of the Genesis simulation get survivor minds from throughout history? It's hard enough to scan a living mind with their cutting-edge technology, but how did they get minds from the 19th century? And Helena had friends going back to the 3rd century. I did a spot of research just now, and it turns out that there's something called an engrammic matrix that persists in the human brain after death. If the conditions are just right and that matrix gets preserved, scientists can scan it, even centuries later. What I don't want to know is how many bodies they dug up to get those matrices. There are limits to even my curiosity. destroyed! As I closed that glitch, I caught a glimpse of the survivor database. You come from all over Earth, and all over its history. I don't know how much of it you remember, though. As for how you got into the Genesis simulation, well, your guess is as good as mine. You should be proud, though. The whole point of the simulation is to identify the very best survivors. And you're alive right now, so you're in the running. The glitch is fixed. Mark it down as another success. And I chanced a peek at a stream of survivor data while I was in there. A curious thing I noticed. Survivors improve more after a failure than after a success. I reckon the setback improves motivation and learning. Not that I'm suggesting you should fail on purpose, of course. This place is difficult enough. Another glitch, another bit of code involving how the Genesis simulation's dinosaurs behave. As far as I can tell, the makers of the simulation observed the virtual dinos living here and got their behaviors all sorted. Later, they brought them to life in the arks. That's good for us. It means these dinos are built to obey the rules of the real world and can't just get themselves stupid. You got it! I got a glimpse of air quality data when I fixed that glitch. No surprise, mate. Breathing air is bad for your health. But it isn't just all the smoke and ash in the air. The earthquakes open up vents to underground pockets of poison gas. That gas escapes to the surface and, well, you can guess the rest. The poison gas dissipates eventually, but can you hold your breath until eventually? glitch was a security alert. The last one was sent by the master AI for this biome. It's gone. Deleted. Well, I'm not entirely sure why everything here still works, but it does. Dinos still trapezing about, volcanoes still erupting, sky still raining fire. It's all working, but it's a bit shonky. Feels like a classroom and the teacher stepped out for a bit. That glitch was left over from a volcanic eruption, though I'm not sure exactly why. There's a lot going on with an eruption around here. First you got your earthquake, and when a fair dinkum earthquake is just the early warning, that's bad, isn't it? Follow that with molten rocks falling from the sky and magma flowing like rivers. It's a wonder the biome isn't deserted.